Why not is the question that starts innovation. At last year's iPad Palooza Learning Festival in Austin, Texas, Adam Fayal challenged us to ask this question more. This is a question my students have asked me. For example, when I taught them math using a unique strategy, I'd often follow up by saying, "You'll never see that in a math book." Thankfully, my students asked me, why not? What an opportunity! Why shouldn't some of these ideas be included in math books, and why couldn't we write them ourselves and share them with others? So that's what we did. My 8th graders formed teams, chose concepts, and a math authoring ebook project was born. Using iPads, they created their own media. Tutorial videos with their own written scripts, showing understanding in their own voices. They created digital sketches and graphs and some amazing illustrations. Through this authoring project, I learned that many of my stellar math students were creative writers and artists too. The author of this book was one of my quietest students. Some students even used props and costumes, and we had an end-of-the-year review like no other, as students had a collection of books to read that were authored by them. Little did we know that the folks at Book Creator would notice our books and share about our authoring journey on their blog, or that our project would be featured on ADEs on iTunes U so that classrooms globally can empower students to become math authors, or that a published author would invite us to be featured in his own book about student-created media. Look familiar? The quietest student in the class is famous now. All because students weren't afraid to ask the question, why not? We educators should also be asking this question. So this is me 4 years ago on a teacher panel during an iPad site visit to our school. I'm gesturing and explaining how iPads can never replace handheld graphing calculators, especially for state testing. Thankfully, folks in our district and at Desmos, a beautiful graphing app, weren't afraid to ask, why not? Our district partnered with the folks at Desmos, and the free Desmos Test Mode graphing app was born. Since the creation of this app, the Texas Education Agency has changed their calculator policy to include secure graphing apps on tablets for state testing. A shift toward using a free graphing tool for instruction and assessment has begun around the world. Fellow ADEs, we are blessed to have this community and so many resources at our fingertips. Innovation starts right here in this room with our students and with those we can inspire. So take it from me. Never say never. Instead ask, why not?